Hey there, welcome to I Alone Play Tarot. Let's see what's going on in Taurus energy people aren't showing. Which Taurus energy does have to do with our underlying belief in life, and some people maybe don't want people to know that. People might be taking time to heal from past pain and heartbreak that they don't want to talk about or have the world know. Well, let's go see what it is. Some people are dreaming about a Capricorn that would be like their dream come true. They and their Libra energy think that would be just and fair. But they don't want people to know that. Well, let's ask that one right away. If people are dreaming of someone they want to hold on to that they think would be their wish and dream, why don't they want people to know that? Why aren't they showing the world that? Okay. Oh, we have the Page of Wands in reverse, the Fool in reverse, the Pisces Hangman, the Lovers, the Nine of Pentacles. And the reason is because of the Two of Cups in reverse that they're not showing people either. Well, apparently that person isn't their soulmate. That person could not be communicating with them, not taking a leap of faith towards them, not stuck on them or in their ego about them, maybe doesn't view them as a choice in love, maybe isn't single with the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So if there is someone that some people would like to be in a relationship with, I'm just kind of thinking the more shadowy people, the people who might want to be in a relationship with someone because of money and materialism, because Capricorn energy is about putting in work and effort to have stability and security in your life. And some people who harness more shadowy Libra energy, where it's more living from your mind than your heart, those people could be more materialistically focused. It is about looking like a shining star in the world. And the people who they would like to be in relationship with, that they think it'd be a good idea to be in a relationship with those people because it would be good for their image or their status or their money, those people that they think would be people that would be good to be in a relationship with aren't being in a relationship with them. The people who are kind of in shadowy energy would like to hold on to those people, but secretly. But those people aren't communicating with them and working with them. Now, what do I think the high vibe Taurus people are doing? I think the high vibe Taurus people aren't strategizing about who to be in a relationship that would be good for their image or their status or their materialistic ego or whatever. I think the high vibe people are meditating on the truth. And they're actually healing from past pain and heartbreak so that they're doing work within themselves because they have a dream. And the dream is to heal from past pain and heartbreak, probably from having dealt with people who are like this, who are more mentally strategic, who get in relationships with you for their own kind of selfish, greedy, prideful, materialistic reasons, not because of love. And high vibe Tauruses are trying to heal from those types of people in the world. And those people are holding back from people who are more mentally strategic in relationships to wanting to be in relationships with people. They're holding back from people who are mentally strategic and self-centered and egotistical, who try to manipulate and control people for their own selfish reasons. and they're doing healing work within themselves to heal themselves, to believe in their dreams. And when they think they have healed from the past and they're ready to move forward, they'll do so. So we kind of got a little shadowy and positive there at the same time. Some high vibe Tauruses might know some people in their life who hold back from believing in their dreams and taking action on their dreams because they're just not aligned with their more, I guess we've all got free will, right? And Taurus might know some people in their life who hold back from bringing their dreams into reality and taking action on their dreams to bring them into reality because they align with their more fearful, insecure, worldly nature instead of aligning with their more hopeful, believing, creative, inspired, enlightened, loving nature and being more independent in the world. We all have free will about which aspect within ourselves we're going to align with. And some people just make the free will choice. I hold back from believing like in the impossible. I hold back from my inner child nature that wants me to take action to believe in my dreams. I hold back from taking risks in life. I don't want to be viewed as being foolish. I also maybe am not very bold and brave and confident in my life because that would be the Aries Fool card in the upright. Some people might feel stuck. They hold back from their dreams. Well, it's like they're sacrificing themselves for what? The world, their ego, their image, for money. Like refusing to look at life from any other perspective. Taurus energy is earth sign energy. And if you get too caught up in being so grounded and practical and logical, and we've got to do what the world says to do, and the world says to make your life all about looking like a shining star in the world. You're supposed to have the money. You're supposed to have the image. You know what? We're going to get in jobs and relationships with people we don't even like. We have, our inner child nature has a dream. We have things that we would love to do in our life, but we can hold ourselves back from the very things in life that could really heal us, make us feel free, make us feel alive, because we're unwilling. We're so tipped out of balance into our, I have to be logical and practical, live more from my mind than my heart. I have to abide by these unwritten rules that I think the world has about somehow how I got conditioned about how I should live my life. And that's what I've decided to align with. And it's not even ever taking any creative, inspired action to try to look at life from a different perspective. And then we're holding back from our dreams. Other people might be holding back from us, and we wonder why. Well, other people have taken that bold creative action to look at life from different perspectives. They're not stuck clinging to an old way of viewing life, an old way of living life, and being so rigid and stubborn that people have to do it this way. This is the way I grew up. This is how my family did it. This is how people have done it. I'm so afraid of doing things differently. I need people to do things exactly the way I've done things. And the way, they're just unwilling to see life from any other perspective and expand their perception. Some people have a very fixed idea of, and Taurus is fixed energy where it can be very hard to get out of a certain mode of way of being, and they cling to want to doing that certain way of being. It's kind of like they got it in their head, this is the goal. Well, the whole thing is, sometimes in life, life is about changing, and people grow and mature themselves. The universe is ever expanding. Humanity grows and expands. I mean, if look at all the change that we've had in the world, and we've went through some periods of change in the world that have been very disruptive, and rioting, and all these things and marches, because people want change. And Taurus is about can be about our philosophy of life, how we view relationships should be, how we view people in the world should act, how we view business should be. And some people have very kind of selfish, greedy ways of viewing it because they have a position maybe of power. It benefits them. Well, most likely the people who don't want to change in society, where, back in the days where, because Taurus Hierophant can be about people who are in a position of power. Generally, the people who are stubbornly refusing to change are the people who benefited from the system being the way it was. They're viewed as a star. People get in relationships or whatever view them as a star. It can even be people in relationships. We've been in a place in our society, in the world, for a long time in Capricorn energy where it was a little bit more of a patriarchy, and business ruled, and business then was able to really dominate politics and everything. Well, the whole thing is people are growing and changing, and we've entered the age of Aquarius, which is seeing life from a higher perspective. The star is Aquarius energy, and some people have embraced Aquarius energy. They see the truth of seeing life from a higher perspective, that it's just and fair to be more inclusive in the world, to not let. But the people who don't want to see it from a higher perspective are the people who probably benefited from the position of power that they held in the more Capricorn view of life, where we don't see life from a higher perspective, where we don't have hope and faith and belief in healing, where we're all about kind of being more in our ego. Some Tauruses know some people that they would like to be in a relationship with, but those people cling to their old views of life and the way they've lived their life, and they're unwilling to see life from any other perspective. So what do we do when we would like to be in relationships with people, or we have a job, but the people that we're working with or the people we're in relationship with don't have hope and faith and belief in having hope and faith and belief in others, and they're fearful and they're afraid and they don't want to change, and so they hold back, and they maybe are more detached and make more strategic decisions in a relationship because they're so afraid of not being in control, not being the one who, it's people who really want to cling to power and control out of fear and insecurity. Maybe they don't love and believe in themselves, so if they're currently a person in a position of power or authority, they're going to act in a very dominating, controlling way because they want things to be their way. That's how they envision the dream coming into reality. If you've been in relationships with people who've been very bossy and controlling and stubborn and prideful and egotistical and self-centered, they could do all of that because that's how they have viewed relationships or workplaces. And if they're the one who seems now to be in the position of power, they don't want things to change. It's like, I want it to go just like it's always been. I used to be the one who used to be under people in position of power. Now I am someone in the position of power. I don't want things to change now. I just got here, And then other people just harness shadowy characteristics and traits, and that's their idea of a dream relationship. I don't take creative action. You don't take creative action. None of us see life from any other perspective. None of us believe in our dreams. Perfect. You're my kind of partner. None of us love ourselves and believe in ourselves. None of us know our worth and value. None of us are independent in the world. We conform to the world. We make the world and conforming to the world our dream. We're doing everything in our life to try to think that we think is conducting ourselves in a manner so that everybody will view us a certain way in life. Isn't that how we're supposed to live our life? We don't really love and value ourselves. We're looking outside of ourselves to everyone else, for everybody else to view us a certain way, and that would really be being controlled by the world, right? Which I would think would be incredibly stressful because we don't control anyone. And to think it's all like in our mind, this illusion, like, oh no, everybody views me this certain way. See, I do this and I do that, and I think that's kind of what everybody else does. So I think everybody else views me as this person that people should look up to and admire, which really, who knows what the hell people think. Somebody who lives their life where they aren't bold and brave and confident and try to see things from other people's perspectives, who don't love themselves, reject other people who are loving, aren't independent in the world, don't love other independent people in the world, people who really are healed, who are like a shining star in the world. And this person holds back from them because, well, I don't know, they don't seem to do things the way I did it in growing up, and I don't think they try to conform themselves to the world and are worried about what everyone else thinks. Everybody else could think this person's an idiot. But it's what we all think in our own mind. If we think, oh no, I can't do that. I could get hurt. I don't want to look like a fool. I don't want to. It's just kind of crazy, right? Well, let's go on to high vibe Taurus. What is high vibe Taurus holding on to? Wanting the justice they deserve? Wanting to take bold, brave, confident action to have the justice they deserve, to get their divine inheritance. Why right now are they holding back from taking action? What high vibe Taurus wants is to take bold, brave, confident action. Up here we have 2 Aries energy. This is an Aries. Well, the Page of Wands can be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, but this is Aries. Up here we have people who aren't connecting in with their fiery nature, aren't being bold and brave and confident. They're aligning more with their worldly nature. I would say that's fearful, insecure Taurus energy. High vibe Taurus energy is bold and brave and confident, and they're willing to put in the work and effort to get their divine inheritance, to have their dream come into reality. But right now they could be holding back from, well, for one, they're holding back from kind of taking, they could have a possibility of taking a job or being in a relationship that would make them look like a shining star, or with someone who seems to look very successful in the world, but if that's not their truth and that's not based on what they love and who they love, they're not taking action towards that because they want to take action. And even the people who are fearful and insecure, or more ego focused or image focused and surface level focused, that's their truth. They also might know people that they could be in a relationship with who are bold and brave and confident and all those things, and they're holding back from those people because that's not their truth. That's not how they're comfortable living their life. Their truth could be, I don't take bold, brave, confident action in my life. I don't know my worth and value. I don't want to become independent of the world or my ego nature or my more fearful, insecure nature. That right now is my truth, and I want to be in a relationship with other people who are like that. We all kind of want to hang out with people who are like ourselves, right? So we could have some high vibe Taurus who knows some more ego driven people who are not bold and brave and confident and independent in the world, who are all about trying to look like a shining star in the world. And some high vibe Taurus are holding back from those people because they know, even though they might like those people, love those people, they know that they have to turn their back to those people because those people, they're not going to get the type of balanced relationship they want being in a relationship with people like that, where we live in a dualistic world. We have a dualistic nature within us. We have our more loving nature. We have our more worldly, fearful nature. And if you're on different ends of the spectrum, the way you view life, your Taurus energy what motivates and inspires you, what is your truth, are just different things in life. And trying to be in a relationship with someone, you'd kind of like, well, unless you could get to where well, the thing is, with our Taurus energy, is it dictates the decisions we make in our life. And people who aren't making decisions in their life from a foundation of love for themselves, being independent of the world, independent of their more fearful, egotistical, or self-centered, prideful, selfish nature, they're going to make decisions in their life based on their philosophy of life. And if their philosophy of life it is all about looking like I'm really successful in the world, and I'm sorry, I love you, but I'm leaving you and I'm letting you go, or I am driven by my addictions or my lust or my greed. You can't be in a relationship, you can't be in a stable relationship with someone who isn't making decisions that are best for everyone based on love. If they're more primary focus and they haven't won the battle within themselves to offset their more fearful, insecure nature with their more loving, hopeful, believing nature, their shadow nature wins out. Their more worldly, fearful, living more from my mind, all about me nature wins out when they're tempted in life. They don't have good discipline within themselves. It's all a little bit more tilted to their worldly base nature, which can be our beastly nature, a very selfish, greedy, lustful, prideful, I want what I want nature. So you make decisions differently in your life. So if some high vibe Tauruses had been in relationship with some people who harness shadowy Capricorn, shadowy Aquarius, shadowy Libra energy, they've realized they can't, if they want to have a just, fair, balanced, bold, brave, creative relationship and life, they've got to also quit communicating with those type of people and take action in their life to focus and invest in being balanced within themselves, believing in their dreams, healing from this past relationship, to go take action towards people who are bold and brave and confident. Maybe an Aries for some of you, but don't get hung up on the signs. You just want someone who harnesses that energy, someone who is the opposite of these traits and characteristics. People who hold back from operating out of pride and ego. People who really do meditate on the truth, who aren't mentally calculating and strategizing. What should I do next to make me look like I'm really successful in the world, or to make my partner focus on me, even if that means, shadowy people will hold back from loving people in their life because they want those other people to make them the center of their world and the center of attention. And they'll be mentally strategic to do all these things. I'll quit communicating with you. I'll act very stubborn and prideful. I will do all these things to try to get you to make me the center of your world. That's exhausting, right? So you want people who harness these energies in a high vibe way, people who hold back from acting out of ego and self-centeredness. People who have healed from their past pain and heartbreak, so they're not acting out of their ego, their pettiness, their jealousy, their envy, their greed, their past pain and heartbreak, where they're healed. So they have hope and faith and belief in themselves and in their future. And if the people in their environment aren't people who conduct themselves that way, then they're not moving forward with people like that. They have a dream that they want to bring into reality. And until they find the people in the world who they think adhere to a higher truth and power, other than the world, other than their ego, other than their fearful, insecure, lustful, greedy, prideful nature, that's the type of people they want to take action towards. And they're not willing, even though there's other people they could probably be in relationship with, they don't want to be in relationship with other people just out of pride or ego or image or status. They want to wait so that they're not kind of locked up in a relationship, and then come across the person who really is like my dream person, someone who really is just and fair and balanced and maintains balance within themselves, who also isn't impulsive and reckless out of pride and ego and blah blah blah. um, and they're waiting for that person. Tell us, let's get another deck. I like to get different decks so all the cards can come out. Tell us about Taurus's dream. And you could be in relationships and friendships and romantic relationships and jobs. It's just that the people who are moving forward with you in your life value that same dream. So they keep working together with you. They keep holding back from being more selfish and greedy and prideful and strategic in the relationship, because they also see that you're a just and fair and balanced person, and they also value that, and they want to stay in a relationship with you. And the people who might not be moving forward with you on this dream are people who could have been in your life at one time, but they did get, for some reason, caught up in themselves. Maybe because they have a lot of healing to do before they can move forward with people in a cooperative manner where you are more just and fair and balanced, and they might be out of balance, so they're not taking the bold, brave, confident action to see life differently from a place of love and being more independent in the world. They reject love, and they might be people who really think if they make their life about money and materialism, that's their goal and dream in life. Or they don't want to be in relationships where people do this work to maintain their balance and temper their ego, because they only want to be in relationships where they're the center of attention. And if they're not the center of attention and everybody is kind of babying them in a relationship where everybody else puts aside their pride and ego but not them, other people have made the dream and the relationship and love the center of attention, and all the other people are working cooperatively to stay in the energy of love. And this person doesn't like maybe people who love them, believe in themselves, who don't make them the center of attention. And if they're not the center of attention, then they're going to hold back. And the high vibe people are saying, I hope it works out for you. We wish you peace, but we're going to heal from the fact that you don't want to choose to be loving. We're going to heal from the fact that you are self-centered. We're going to heal from the fact that you're very addicted to your ego and your materialistic nature. And everybody does what they think is just and fair. And so that's how they view life. So high vibe, what is high vibe Taurus's dream? To take a leap of faith, to go on a new journey, and to let the old foundation go. Because we have to let go of the old foundation that we thought would provide stability and security for us, and it's not. The truth has been revealed. To be able to be healed so we can detach from the past ways of living our life, the past type of people we might previously have viewed as like our dream type of person, and realize that type of person, we can be attracted to a lot of different people in the world who aren't people who we can have a stable foundation with, but we're attracted to being in relationship with them because there was a lot of lessons we needed to learn from that person. I think we're subconsciously attracted to people in the world who are like the people who will teach us the lessons we need to learn about ourselves. If we previously didn't believe in ourselves and believe in our dreams, if we hadn't healed from past pain and heartbreak, we could have been drawn and attracted to people who seemed to kind of be a lot of the things that we weren't. but we didn't realize that that person that we went to go get in a relationship with is either very fearful and afraid themselves. And if we could have gotten in a relationship with them, we could have been putting in work and effort to bring that dream into reality. We were doing the work within ourselves in that relationship to heal from our past pain and heartbreak. So a relationship could be good for a long time where you're healing from your past and your self-limiting beliefs. But then when it gets to be where you really want to be more bold and brave and it's kind of like moving to the next level of life, kind of like people who are in high school that then go to college or something like that, or people who were willing to move away from their hometown. That's when you could have found out that the person you were in relationship with doesn't want to change, has maybe a lot of fears and insecurities. Maybe could have found out they were a little bit more self-focused. Some people like to be in relationship with people who have healing to do, who have their fears and insecurities, because then it makes them feel like they're the shining star, and that's the type of relationships they like to be in. And when you heal from your past pain and heartbreak and learn to get out of your self-limiting beliefs and you believe in yourself more and your dreams, well, then they don't want to be in a relationship with you because you no longer view them as like your savior or something, and you have more confidence and belief in yourself. Well, then they want to go find someone else who is unstable. It's like, oh, let me get in a relationship with you and you'll view me as like this stable, grounded source for you, which, sadly, they could end up getting in a lot of relationships. They could have a lot of good traits and characteristics to them, but sadly, hidden beneath the surface is that they really don't like to open up to people. They don't really believe their dreams could come into reality. They could have this kind of defeatist attitude. But when they do get in relationships, they could be people who might provide a lot of stability and security for people in relationships so other people can heal, but they just don't ever want to step out of their comfort zone to really bring the dream kind of that they promised into reality. It's kind of like, oh no, you always have to be in a healing state because I'm always in a healing state, and I actually hold back from having hope and faith and belief that I can heal. So I get into relationships with people. I'm like a stable, grounded, maybe person, but to a degree, I just don't believe in my dreams. So other people can get in relationship with them. They are maybe a stable, grounded type of person who doesn't maybe take impulsive, reckless action, but so other people can heal in the relationship, but it never goes anywhere. It's kind of, I don't know, more of the people being in relationship with them, viewing them a certain way, but them never really being that from a place of love. It's more, I'm doing this and being practical and grounded and all these things so people view me a certain way and they'll be in relationship with me. But the whole thing is there has to be some flexibility, some flow. There needs to be some growth. It should be from a place of love. They might work together with people well, possibly with the Libra energy, because Libra energy is kind of people who harness, kind of good Libra energy, or people who are like politicians in the world. They can be charismatic and charming. They can kind of do a lot of things to maintain a lot of balance and peace in relationships. But is it more for the image and the status, or is it really from a place of love? And that's again where the problem can come up. It seems like it's all great, but it may be they could be someone who lives too much from their mind instead of being more vulnerable and nurturing and authentically vulnerable in a relationship based on love, even though for a long time it can seem like it's great. Like it is like love. They doing the people pleasing thing, kind of mirroring back to what you do. Oh, you seem mad about something, they seem mad about something. Oh, you're huggy and kissy, they're huggy and kissy. But it's like never taking that initiative within themselves because they're fearful maybe of being have low self-esteem and are afraid of being rejected. So it's to get in relationships and just kind of mirror what other people do to try to look like they're moving forward victorious and successfully, like their dream has come into reality, but they never take that authentic way of being within themselves to be from a place of love. I guess is the best way I can describe it. So anyway, some of you that were in a relationship like that, when it got to be where you wanted to move forward in life, be more bold, brave, and confident, they could have kind of clamped down on you. They could have maybe done all these things to try to manipulate you, to make you doubt yourself, not know your worth and value. They could have let go of you as a love interest. They could have went and gotten a relationship with a different love interest. They do all these things that are kind of foolish to try to get people to stay in relationship with them because they're so afraid of opening up or being more vulnerable in the world or believing in the dream. It's always like, no, I have to be viewed a certain way in a relationship, and it's more mechanized and manufactured than it's kind of like them not authentically living their life. I would say it's kind of more this created, manufactured persona and life to present to the world and not really living their life authentically, because that's our shadow nature is represented by the devil, and that is being limited and restricted and confined and restrained and oppressed. It's like letting our ego run our life where we're not authentically running our life. Aligning with our more loving, hopeful, believing nature is being free. Not letting our fears, our insecurities, our pride, our ego. It's living our life authentically, loving other people, accepting love from other people, going with the flow, believing I can weather storms in life, that if this relationship doesn't work out, you know what? I'll be able to heal. I'll be able to be bold and brave. I'll be able to love and nurture myself back together again, to go back out there and live life again. I would say some people who aren't free are people who haven't learned to love and believe in themselves and nurture themselves and heal themselves from past pain and heartbreak. So they kind of have this dream of just creating, in not wanting to deal with healing themselves, loving themselves, believing in themselves. They just go out there in the world trying to present this false facade, and it generally doesn't work out well. Life's about being free, letting go of the unstable foundation, pride, ego, fear, insecurity, taking time to heal yourself, to let go of the past, to have hope and faith and belief in your future, and to take a leap of faith with other people who have let go of the past, who learn to love themselves and have hope, faith, and belief. Maybe with an Aries up here. We got a lot of Aries energy up here. But Aries energy, it's kind of interesting. Libra and Aries are on opposite sides of the tarot wheel. And sometimes some people, I think we all have to learn lessons about learning how to work with all the different elements and traits and characteristics of the zodiac sign aspects that we can all tap into. Some people are really learning some hard lessons about living more from their mind and their heart and their Libra energy, and they haven't maybe learned to go out on the outer edge of their Aries energy. Is kind of like Libra energy, and living more from their mind than their heart is their comfort zone. But part of life is to learn how to deal with the opposite extreme of who you are. And some of them could have decided, I'm willing to let go of a dream of being bold and brave and stable and confident, and I'm going to be a fool. And then they went to go learn some lessons also in their Aries energy, being lustful and greedy and prideful and all about them. So as some people used to live from their Libra energy, they went off to experience life in their Aries energy. For some, and they could have went way too far and got burned and things blew up in their face. because it is supposed to try to experience all these different ways of being in the world without going to extremes, but sometimes we have to go to extremes to learn the lessons we were meant to learn. What is the opposite or the polarity? I'm Cancer, so my opposite sign is Cancer or Capricorn. Taurus. Well, I do my readings in. Do I do my readings in order? No, I don't. I was kind of. Oh, wait, I do maybe. Yeah. Cancer, Capricorn, Pisces, Virgo, Scorpio. Scorpio is the opposite sign of Taurus, and shadowy Scorpio and or kind of worldly focused Scorpio and Taurus energy could be about living more from your mind than your heart, making your life maybe living more of an emotionally shallow life, making your life more about conforming to the world, not taking bold, brave, confident action in your life. Kind of being stubborn and prideful and egotistical, and some other people could have decided to leave your life because you were like that, or you knew other people who were like that. And high vibe Scorpio Taurus would be people who have learned lessons at both extremes of themselves emotionally, making their life about too much about their emotions or love, too much about the world and ego or defensiveness, and they have found a balance. And they have learned to hold back in a high vibe way. In high vibe Capricorn energy, if I don't want to be enslaved by my emotions or my ego or my greed, I need to discipline myself and see life from a higher perspective. And I need to be more bold and brave and confident and take bold, brave, confident action to balance myself so that I can get the justice I deserve, to have people want to stay in relationship with me, and the people I want to stay in relationship with, if they're doing that work within themselves, I need to do that work within myself, and I need to be more inspired by mastering balance within myself, because otherwise I go to one extreme or the other, and Scorpio energy can be about black and white, one extreme or the other, and it really is about finding balance. It's kind of like this is supposed to be us, and this is all the traits and characteristics of the different zodiac sign traits and characteristics, that we can easily work from our emotional nature, our brave, confident nature, our practical, grounded nature, without going to extremes. We maintain our balance within the middle, not like, oh my gosh, I love that person, zoom, we go rush over there and we get all tilted out of balance, or oh my gosh, that would make me look so successful, and kind of gets us in our ego and we rush over. It's to maintain balance within yourself, so like your universe stays in balance. And when we realize that certain ways of being need to be let go of, we are not so stubborn and rigid, because Aries energy is about knowing when, if we want to keep maintaining balance within ourselves, there are certain things that need to be let go of. And Aries energy is about being bold and brave to know when to let go of things, to start new things, because otherwise we're holding back from what could be our dream, because we're so kind of stubborn and fixed in a certain way of thinking or viewing life or wanting life to be, when the rest of the world is moving on. We could have some people right now in a lot of different things, between everybody having the right to vote. We got some people living in like the 1950s and 1960s that those people don't deserve to vote. Those people, don't have the power and authority. That way I guess we definitely have to look at men in that position. And then as other people get to learn to vote, then, women could have been like, too, well, I seem to have a position of authority that other people don't have. I don't think those people should have equal rights or vote. Society and the world is moving on, and if people don't change, sooner or later they're not going to find anybody hardly in their camp, a very small few people, a group of people around them, because they're so unwilling to let go of old ways of being and expand their perception of life, and that everybody kind of deserves to live their life authentically, and they have the right to live their life authentically the way they want to. But if they're kind of not being bold and brave, where they treat people the way they like to be treated, other people are going to let go of being in a relationship with them. And some Taurus energies right now might be in the process of letting go of some people like that in their life to go on a new journey with other people who they think are more bold and brave and confident and more balanced within themselves, who aren't clinging to an old ideology or view of life or self-centeredness or materialistic. And they keep, no, I can't let go of that. I know it's kind of blowing up around me. I know nobody seems to want to invest in me really, but I stubbornly refuse. It's like, okay, enjoy your life. So there you go, Taurus. Seemed like that was really jumbled, but I think we got to the point. I wish you peace, love, and joy, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.